How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to a new series of videos that I'm going to start doing on premium tanks. Now, the reason for doing this is that I have made a spreadsheet on all the tier 8 premiums and their kind of worth status in the game. Now, the way that I've actually ranked these is that there is a must-have section, which very, very few of them are going to be put into. So these tanks are really like the cream of the crop when it comes to tier 8 premiums. And you'll notice that the Barask isn't in there. In fact, it's not in any of these. It is in a section all on its own. And I did write in here a bit about why it does have its kind of own section. The TLDR is that I can't really justify putting it in a must-have or in kind of the credit grinder or the fun only or the avoid, because I sometimes hate this tank and I sometimes love this tank. It can sometimes go from being an amazing tank to just pure awful. So I don't really want to put it anywhere. And I did say in here, I recommend that you watch a lot of reviews on different people and how they play the tank and if it fits your playstyle. Because there is no point of you getting a Barask and expecting the gun to work when it really doesn't half the time. Like, sometimes the gun works, sometimes it doesn't. It is a complete RNG machine, the Barask. So the must-have section has to be very reliable with the way that it can output damage and also, you know, just play its role in the game. And it obviously has to be just very good overall. Not just reliability, because there are a fair few tanks that are reliable but aren't the best. Now, in the credit grinder section, these are tanks where you can play without gold and they're completely fine. And they are also better than the ones in the avoid section. You'll notice that there's quite a few tanks down here in the avoid section. And some of these might be okay, but I still say avoid, and I don't really recommend you put money into the game to get these tanks. Bonds is a completely different story, by the way. This is purely just for money. Like, for example, you could get an IS-5 if you really wanted to for bonds, because technically it's free. It's just how much time you have spare to grind out the bonds. But I don't recommend people spend money on these tanks, because half the time there are tanks in this list that are just better in the fun only section or the credit grinder section. Now, you'll also notice that here you have a CS52 list, you've got the E75, all of these are in yellow. And over on the right hand side, I do have a little, I guess, legend to tell you what the different stuff does. Basically, the tanks with the yellow font are tanks that can be put into the fun only section as well. For example, the list, you can grind some credits with it, it's fine, it's mobile enough, and it's reliable enough to reliably do damage with the standard rounds. But when you go full gold, it is very, very fun, because 1.5k shell velocity, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Like, it's good. And that moves us on to the fun section, which is tanks that you can go full gold, or even if you don't want to go full gold, but they might not earn the most amount of credits, but they can be fun to play. Either they'll have a certain feature which makes them fun to play, like the KV5, for example. No one's going to say the KV5 is amazing, but for a fun factor, sure, it is. Like, it's the same thing with the Turtle. The Turtle is not a good tank, but when it goes and sits in front of someone and they just can't pen you, and you just spam your insane DPM at them, it's fun. So hopefully that explains the list. And there is also tier 8 strongholds, and as well as frontline for the tanks that I recommend you get for frontline. Obviously, the must-haves are in there. And then there are other tanks like the EBR, for example, which isn't in a must-have, but is a must-have for frontline. So hopefully you find this useful, and I am going to now go through each tank. We're going to start off with the must-haves, obviously, and then we'll make a video on each tank and demonstrate why it's in that section. Or at least, hopefully. So if you are just looking for a spreadsheet, which basically, in my opinion, obviously this is all my opinion, like, if you don't care about my opinion, then don't bother reading these. Like, some of these may move around when I actually come to making the video on them, so keep that in mind. But I mean, the must-haves aren't really going to change, to be honest. But the link for the spreadsheet will be in the description, and it's going to be in the description for every single video from now on if you want to go and have a look at it. But starting off today, we are going to be talking about the Progetto 46. This is not going to be a review. It's going to be purely just speaking about the tank, what you can kind of do with it, and why it's in that section. Let's get straight into this, shall we? Okay, well, we are on Mines, which is not really a very good map for this tank, to be completely honest with you. We are using improved aiming unit, that's the one, a vent module, and also the B-stab, obviously. Oh, he really enjoyed himself there. So, the Progetto 46, you can pretty much use any equipment choice that you want. Like, there isn't a set kind of equipment layout. You can use IAU, you can use a turbo. What I would say is that... Okay. What I would say is that the vents and the V-stab have to stay. Kind of like it's not really worth swapping them out for anything. I've tried it and I've played lots of games trying it out, and it just every single time I always come back to vents. It's just not worth ditching vents or a V-stab for anything else on this tank. But I will say, if you can, you should probably get 2 equipment loadouts. Also, what is going on here? Really? One with turbo and one with whatever else you want. You could even put optics in there, and then you have 500 meters view range, which is really, really nice. Especially on kind of open maps as well. It's really, really nice to have that. Can we get a shot here? There we go. Maybe we'll get one more in a second. But for the time being, I am going to be using IAU. There we go. And another thing to say about this tank is that if you run dry, it's not the end of the world. Like, you can happily just output your entire clip every single time and treat this thing like an autoloader. That is not good. And you can also play it on your final shot as well, because the final shot is kind of the standard reload time almost for a lot of other tanks. Almost, not quite. We're just going to sit here and wait for a second. I want to see if this M6Y wants to try and push out. We can take one shot from him. And now you're dead for that. Okay, maybe not. I don't know what we rolled for. I thought we could kill him. I don't even know what health he was on, actually. Either way, it doesn't really matter. We've done more than enough damage. So now we just wait. Oh, look, there's another tank that's on the must-have. But we need to wait and see what is going to happen. Okay, what I might try and do then is actually push back around. Try and put one shell in as we're running away, because why not? And now what we can do, hopefully, is maybe push up a little bit and kill this M103. You can kill his... Are you joking? What? Okay, there we go. Because we can shoot his commander's hatch. I mean, we're probably going to die in a second to artillery, but there's not really too much more we can do. We can maybe try and run back. Okay. Didn't see. Good job, Max. Nice driving. Okay, let's run around and go this way, I guess. Maybe just sit in these bushes and wait to see if the Super Hellcat pushes through. Are you going to push? There is a shot here. A very slim one, but there is a shot. I think it's right there. Right. Oh. So it's right there that I need to be shooting. Fire once this is done. Nope. Don't manage to hit him, unfortunately. He's going too far wide. Also, there's an IS-6B that's got onto the hill, which is impressive. There we go. We've dealt with them now. Now, can we try and get some angles onto... I mean, probably not a T-95, but... we should be safe here from the IS-6. Maybe we can try and kill this IS-6, actually. I was hoping that he would miss. That's a bit unfortunate, actually, timing-wise. Oh well. Hopefully these can now just push, kill this T-95 and be done with it. I mean, mines is not really the map, especially against tier 9s. Because you don't really have any routes to go down with the Progetto, but still we got 3k out of it, so... thoroughly enjoyable time for the T-43. Well, we actually managed to lose this. I mean, coming top on damage in a tier 9 game, it's good enough for me. I mean, we gain 96k, so it's not terrible. Alright, let's play again. Okay, so we are going to go to kind of the standard spot that I like to go to on this map as a medium, which is going to be in the C4, 5 kind of area. Technically it's B4, but around there. And hopefully we can farm some people as they're crossing. Especially the heavy tanks and whatnot. Which is probably like the best position for a medium tank to go if you're fast enough to get there. Because you have a fair amount of cover as well to be able to hide, which is good. So we can... yeah. Okay, my reticle went up. Thank you. Love the aiming system in this game. See, we don't have any more shots, unfortunately, but we should be able to get a shot on this 703 as he pushes through. That's unlucky. Okay, all my shells, the other 2 shells went high. Ah, lovely. Thank you, game. Just wait to be unspotted. Don't know if this IS-3 has already crossed or not. But we'll definitely be able to spot him if he does. He might just be sitting there waiting, to be fair. The Ashen Rex. And the ICVA has pushed across already. Okay, right. I'm going to try and get out of here then, because this isn't really worth it. To sit here still.
We've lost half of our engine power.
Need to try and get away so that we can actually kind of snipe. If we can snipe from the back as they're pushing through, then we should be fine. We should be winning down to the south though, so shouldn't be that bad, right? And we should also be able to get into these bushes down here and then use the ridgeline as cover for us. Hopefully the light tank can spot for us, and then we should be able to get some shots. I would also like to get some shots on this even 90. Barras pushing as well. Put 2 into him. And then if we actually continue going down this way, because the Barras is probably going to try and come up to here now to actually get shots on us or on anyone that's pushing down here. So if we go up around this way, we should be able to outplay the Barras, right? As he peeks up. Especially with the list here as well. To be able to help us out. Unfortunately, we can't spot the Barras though. Don't think that one hit. There's the Barras. Can we get another shot in? I can't shoot him again, unfortunately, but there we go. It's fine. We can deal with the 703 now if he tries to push through, as well as the U does. Good. Good, good, good. What we need to try and do is make sure that we're not getting proxied by the ELC, but at the same time we also need to make sure that we're kind of doing damage, otherwise we're useless sitting here doing nothing. Nice. Okay, what we're going to do now is go forwards to see if we can spot the 703. And we can also use this this mound here to cover us. Don't quite have vision on him. Oh, come on, game. I don't have shots. And I'm not going to be able to shoot him either. Okay. Go down here then. Try and get an angle on him. I mean, I'm scared about the PTK peeking, but... Oh, come on. Thank you. That was 2 green pen markers that just missed. I need to try and run. And then we try and get an angle where we can shoot this Astron Rex, but we're a one-shot for basically everything now. And we've not really done anything either this game. Like, we've been driving, trying to get angles on people this whole game. That's all we've been doing. I mean, that scorpion should die. There we go. Nice. Now, is the Astron Rex going to try and peek over this side? He is. Wasn't quite ready for him there, though. I thought it would be further up to about here or something. I mean, no matter what we're trying to do here, I don't think it's going to matter because artillery will just kill us. Where's the PTK? The PTK has to be at the back of the map, right? Okay. They've now died to the PTK? Why? I mean, retracting for long enough, maybe we can still win. I mean, we literally got nothing out of that game. Udas are still healthy. As long as the TL1 stays alive, then we should kill them. What a boring game, though. I mean, to be fair, we got screwed over a lot by RNG in that game. But a lot of the shells just... Like, right at the start of the game, reticle goes up for no reason. Like, I'm aiming at the tank and the reticle just goes up. Okay, thanks, game. Then we have the unlucky shell going high and then high again on the 703. And then 2 shells where one of them missed somehow, the tank. And the other one penned. You know, whatever. Well, I mean, we won, I guess. We played our part to try and kill them. But, like, I don't know. Like, 21 shots fired, 14 hit, and 8 penned. Very good. I mean, we still gain 131k, so it's not that bad. Well, for our final game, we are going to put turbo on this thing, because now it goes at 60 with the 21 pound to weight. Yep, that's fine. Right, well, we're on El Halluf, and we are in tier 8 only, which is nice. Okay. Should be interesting. We'll go to the heavy corner and just see how we play and see what they're doing. I mean, you can instantly see that this thing is a lot faster with turbo. Probably turbo is the best option overall, rather than, like, improved aiming, because improved aiming, as you saw, does not really do much half the time. Like, within that kind of 0.26, 0.28 kind of area, it's not going to make too much of a difference. Whereas with turbo, I think you can get away with a lot more and get into more spots going 60 with 21 power to weight rather than with the aiming. But I mean, as I said, all of it is an option. And that's the same TL1 as last game. Just give him a friendly hello. I'm expecting someone to push this, but no one's pushed it. I'm kind of surprised. Usually someone always goes to this corner and tries to push. Alright. Well, oh, okay. Let's see, can we get any shots here? I want to try and push in. Might be able to get one on the Renegade here, actually.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. Hydraulics are down.
That's fine.
Cranked turret. Enemy armor is damaged.
Nice. It's a good enough start for us, actually. Now we can just sit here and just chill for a second while we reload. Yeah, sure, we'll let the Barras go and take all the hits. Why not?
Penetration. Enemy armor
I mean, the main thing that you want to do in the Progetto is just prioritize your targets. Like, look at what you can hit and can't hit. Like right there's no point me trying to get another shot at the Emil when this guy is facing the other way, running away. Like, that's actually unlucky. And we'll fire the full clip here. One shot bounces for God knows what reason, but there you go. Onwards. And we're quite a bit of HP down apparently. I don't really want to be pushing in on my own, so we are not going to do that. What did he just get killed by? PTK. That's not good news for us. Can we shoot this? We did... Oh, we did have a shot there. Good. Very nice. Now looking at the mini-map, it don't look good, does it? Okay. I think we might need to try and run. Yep. Running is probably the best option right now. Fortunately, that Lanson is pretty much dead no matter what I try and do. And our base is gone as well. But the G-Saw is over here somewhere as well. I don't quite know where. We can kill this even 90 though, that's going to be quite good. You get him. Okay. A TL1's going to come up behind me in a second, so we'll turn to try and deal with him as our next target. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a loss, unfortunately. I'm going to try and go this way though, just to see if I can catch someone out. I think yeah. What? Oh, no matter what I do here, I am dead. I don't know how that misses at that distance. Like, that's stupid. Well, we get 3.5k out of it though, so can't really complain. Well, that was some pretty awful games actually. The one win that we get is a win where we don't get any damage, so we don't really get anything out of it. I mean, 2.7k is fine. 33% win rate though, like, it's just, yeah. Like, the two games where we do well, we lose because there's just nothing more that we can actually do. Like, but we're still top on damage, even in like the tier 9. Well, at the end of the day, we have a 33% win rate with 2.7k DPG. But this tank is a must-have because this thing is the best medium tank that you can get at tier 8 at the moment. And I don't mean that like premium tank wise. I mean that like completely. It is better than every single medium tank in the game at tier 8. Like, you cannot go wrong with this tank. And like, if you cannot perform in this tank, then it's the case that you are doing something wrong. Not the tank's fault, because the tank gives you every opportunity to do well. It's just going to be about learning how to play the tank. Not to mention that to be a must-have, it needs to be fun as well. And it is fun, especially if you want to go full gold. If you go full gold in this thing, it's amazing. It's just amazing. It really is. You have more than good enough shell velocity, more than good enough pen. You can happily just play the game and enjoy the game. Even when you come up against your tier 10s, you still have more than enough pen usually. You know, 260 pen is more than enough most of the time, especially into the size of tanks, to do damage. I wouldn't bother with any HE, honestly, because it's an auto reloader. So even if you have intuition, it's only going to load one shell like the really, really fast speed, and then it's going to have to slowly load the other two. So it doesn't really make any sense to choose any HE on this tank. Yeah, that's the Progetto. It is just a beautiful tank. It genuinely is. How many games do I have in this now? 890. Nice. Yeah, I love this thing. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. It was not the best of games to demonstrate, but I mean, we still demonstrated how good the Progetto can be, even though that we didn't even fire any gold at all during that. We just didn't really need to. It's a solid all-round tank, and it doesn't really have any weaknesses apart from the armor. But as I said, that's not really something that is a problem with the tank. It's just something that you need to learn how to play with. It's the reason why it's the #1 tank that I would recommend you get if you are looking to get a tier 8 premium and you're going to spend money in the game. Get a Progetto. You cannot go wrong. And if somehow you don't know how to play it, then just learn. Because once you learn it, it is the best tank at tier 8. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, then you know what to do. And I'll see you all in the next video.